I'm just going to contact the BBC by telephone. See what happens. Cancel number. Scopy. I just want to ask him about the paedophile shit and I don't know yet. I just suddenly felt that it'd be a good idea to give him a call. So we'll see. Probably no answer now, it's Sunday night. No, it won't be. Okay. There's a number. There we go. 0044 370 041 0 0 2 2 2.
Welcome to BBC Audience Services. Now you can provide feedback on your host and information relating to
All of them. Could do both, I'll go for 2. Two. No. Come here. Catch is poorly. He's got into a fight. I wonder if it's a really busy line because of everyone complaining. Okay. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell them, I think, at this moment in time. Meow. I know. One foot. She wants to go outside, she's not allowed. You really want to go out in the garden, don't you? I know. Anyway, I'm going to tell them that I want to withdraw from TV licensing. Ooh. Hello Terry, how are you? You alright mate? Very good. I expect you might have been getting quite a few phone calls recently regarding what's going on with the paedophilia stuff and etc. So I've just got a little question for you mate. Because of the all the paedophile information that's being released on the news at the moment regarding like Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris and the obvious paedophile club that is within the BBC, or has been anyway. I'm not saying it is now, or you or anyone else, but obviously there's a lot of information that is going towards the BBC, having a lot of paedophiles within there, which are also, by the information that is available after doing quite a lot of research, heavily linked into the members of Parliament as well. I'm just under the impression right now that I don't feel that I should be in a position to continue with my TV license, which is supporting a group which has obviously got so many paedophiles in it, which is it's a major thing. It's not just like you've done something naughty. I mean, paedophilia is actually raping of children, and I think this is really serious. So I don't personally think. I mean, I know you already work and you're just doing your job to survive and pay your bills, etc., like everyone in the country is doing. But I don't personally think that I should have to pay a TV license to a corporation that is full of paedophiles and actually tells lies on the news like Woolwich, which is an obvious lie. I've never seen such an obvious lie in my life. There's not even any blood on the body of the alleged victim. And I could tell you another 100 things that prove it's a lie. So I'm just curious to what your response is to that. Well, I've made a statement that I believe, which has been proven, that the BBC is full of paedophiles. Has been and probably is as well. I'm not saying you're included at all, don't get me wrong, you're just doing your job answering the phone. That's alright, mate. But also, I can say 100% for a fact, if I was to take the BBC to any court of law with a totally unbiased jury, I could prove 100% that the Woolwich incident was a complete hoax, which it was. It's obvious to anyone with eyes that can see. So I'm just wondering what your response is to that. I mean, am I within my jurisdiction and choice to say I, as a human being, do not have to pay to a corporation that I've got no contract with, that is full of paedophiles and lies to me on the news? Right. So it's not. So the BBC. I'm not having to go at you all. I'm just trying to. I'm just really curious. So the BBC don't actually go out and charge people. So, all right. So say for example, I stop paying my TV license. Would it be the BBC contacting me to say you need to pay it, or is it some other corporation? Which is under the government, or which is under the government? Okay, so it's not actually the BBC that are charging. The government are charging me for watching that. Okay, alright, can you talk to me then? Alright, that's fair enough. I'll contact the government about that then. Okay, can you talk to me about the lies that he tells on the news, please? Well, everything's on the news, to be honest. It's all propaganda. But, okay. Okay. Alright. No, that's fair enough. Okay, so, for example, the Woolwich murder of drummer Briggs, whatever his name was, allegedly. Yeah, that's the one, yeah. When I was watching it live on the news report on BBC just a year ago, I remember spotting certain things as the broadcast is going live. Such thing as a helicopter flying over and there's no blood underneath the car where he was allegedly run over. And then a little bit later, a helicopter flying over and then there suddenly was blood under the car. So the blood appeared between two helicopter flights. I also noticed during the live broadcast that the alleged guy who talked to the camera only had blood on the palms of his hands without any blood on his body. I also noticed that the body of the alleged victim, Rigby, lying on the floor with a white t-shirt on, had no blood on his body whatsoever, and there's no blood on the floor, and this is allegedly after him being dragged under a car, hacked to death and having his head removed. And any person of any sanity whatsoever could quite obviously see that if you chop someone's head off, it bleeds. If you stab someone, they bleed. And if you run someone over, you'll have blood on the body. But there was none whatsoever. And I've been in high definition on the photographs put in the newspaper and on the BBC, which shows absolutely no blood on the body whatsoever. And that's just a start. I could give you another 100 points, which prove to me 100% that the whole thing was fabricated and a hoax. So what do you say to that? Yeah. And incidentally, 2 days ago, the girl who allegedly said that she went over to comfort him, she's going over to comfort a guy that is supposed to be covered in blood after being run over, dragged on along the floor by a car, leaving a 16-foot trail of blood underneath the car, then picked up from the car, hacked to death by 3 men and having the head chopped off. So she went over to this body which had no blood on it. Conveniently, the head was covered by the jacket which was pulled up, which gave no evidence of any evidence of who the person was. So obviously, as far as I could see, it was just a bloke lying on the floor with his jacket pulled up. The rest of it is all pure hearsay. And I don't see why I should be paying for a corporation that is telling obvious lies to the public. You haven't heard what? And by the way, 2 days ago, that girl was put into a mental asylum. Obviously, she's been hushed up. She can't keep quiet anymore. So now she's been put in a mental asylum. I mean, to me, it's dead obvious, mate. I don't know whether you're working for the corporation and you're aware of it, or you haven't paid attention to what has actually been reported and investigated what is shown as to what is actually obviously evident. I mean, I don't know how old you are. I used to watch Quincy QE when I was younger, and if any program came on TV and there's a murder without any blood on it, the first thing I say is, "Where's the murder?" And everything on the BBC was pure hearsay. There was no evidence whatsoever shown. I could also go down to 9/11 when the third building fell down, and the BBC reported it 20 minutes before. No, a conspiracy theory is not a conspiracy theory. A conspiracy theory is actually people that pay attention to what is reported and do investigation themselves. But I mean, the BBC did actually report it 20 minutes before it did fall down. Whatever reasons they come up with for making an excuse that they did that, fair enough. It doesn't change the fact that it happened. But also, I can go on to other ones like the Boston bombing and other ones, which are more Sky orientated. But the one I'm really focusing on, so that I can make sure that if I'm paying for something, I want to be paying for something that's correct. Now, from the evidence that is available to me, and from the evidence that is available through the BBC, the Woolwich murder was a complete hoax. There was no evidence of a murder whatsoever. I mean, have you got any sort of response to that whatsoever? Why not? Why aren't you capable of responding to that? Well, no, to be honest, to have no opinion yourself, because obviously you're working for the corporation, the British Broadcasting Corporation. You don't want to jeopardise your job, which I fully understand. But to have no opinion and to be able to answer the questions I've given you, which are perfectly legitimate questions, I'm very disappointed. Can you pass me on to someone who's got a higher authority to answer them? Can you? All right. I think you'll be getting a lot more of it soon. Right. Well, no. Well, to be really honest, rather than go through the situation you've just described, which is just to record it as a comment, I'd rather you pass me on to someone in higher authority that can answer my question, please, because it's a very important question. Thank you very much. No, this is an anonymous call by me. Right, my name's John. No, I want you to pass me on to someone now. Why not? I'm not asking for a service. I'm asking for someone to defend the illegality of the BBC by portraying false evidence in TV and news shows. It's a very serious point, mate. I'm very high up on the. I'm very well educated on common law, and you can't get away with this, mate. All right, I'll tell you what then. If you can give me your name, I'll take down your name. I'll make a complaint about you that you weren't able to pass me on to somebody else to answer the questions that the BBC is illegally making news to the British public. Terry Hughes. Okay, mate. I will be making a complaint about you. I won't make a complaint. I'll be just saying this is the situation that you've been forced under, that you believe you've been forced under. But I will be taking this further because to have the BBC blatantly lying to the British public is an act of terrorism. So I'm calling the BBC a terrorist company. All right, okay, all right. Are you the manager of your department? All right, can you put me on to your manager, please? Thank you. Thank you. Hello. So yeah, are you saying you haven't got a manager there, or he's not willing to talk to me? No, I'll give you another call back tomorrow, and I'll call you back every day until I get to speak to a manager. Because I'm not having a go at you at all, mate. Honestly, all I want to do is when I turn on the news, I want to be told the truth. That's all. All right, mate, and do yourself a favour. Go on YouTube and have a little look at the information that's available on Woolwich, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I spotted it when it was live. Other people have caught on since. People have been a bit slow, but you're working for a terrorist corporation, mate. You certainly can't believe everything you watch on the BBC.